keep telling yourself you'll forgive. You keep telling yourself time will heal. But let's be real, has it? Or has the wound just been buried so deep inside you that no one can see how bad it still bleeds? They thought you'd break. They thought you'd fade into nothing. But here you are, still standing. Broken, maybe. Scarred, yes, but not gone, not yet. This is the part no one warns you about. The silence after betrayal. That suffocating quiet where you sit alone, replaying everything in your head. The lies, the fake smiles, the moments you thought were real, and the sharp, cutting truth that they never cared like you did. You smile like everything's fine, but inside you're screaming. You laugh in front of people, but in the dark, you burn. You pretend you've moved on, but deep down, you know the fire is still alive. And tonight, let me tell you this. This time, you don't want forgiveness. You want revenge. Do you remember that night? That moment? That exact second you realized you weren't loved the way you thought you were? The heavy, cold feeling that hit your chest like a hammer. It felt like dying without actually dying. Like being buried alive. You held it in, didn't you? You swallowed it whole. You didn't show the world how broken you were. You carried the weight like it was nothing, because you knew no one would save you. They looked at you like you were weak, like you were disposable, like you'd fade away, and no one would even remember your name. And maybe for a moment, you believed them. Maybe you sat in your room, staring at the ceiling, whispering to yourself, maybe they were right. Maybe I am nothing. But listen. If you were truly nothing, why are you still here? Why are you still breathing? Why does your heart still pound with rage every time their name crosses your mind? Nothing doesn't fight back. Nothing doesn't rise again. Nothing doesn't burn with fire in the silence of the night. No, you're not nothing. You're something they couldn't handle. And that's why they tried to break you. You think you're alone in this, but let me tell you, you're not. Millions walk through this world with scars hidden under their skin, pretending the wound doesn't hurt anymore. But here's what they don't know. Pain is fuel. The betrayal that shattered you, it didn't kill you, it forged you. The loneliness that eats you alive, it sharpens you. The silence they left you in, it teaches you how to hear your own heartbeat. And one day you wake up and realize you don't cry about it anymore. You don't beg anymore. You don't hope for apologies anymore. Instead, you feel something new, something dangerous. A hunger, not for their love, not for their forgiveness, but for the day you rise so high they'll choke on the memory of underestimating you. This is the turning point. For so long, you lived as a victim, carrying the shame, carrying the guilt, carrying the silence. But now you wear your scars like armor. Now you walk with the kind of fire that can't be tamed. Now you don't want peace, you want war. You want to become the nightmare that haunts them. The shadow that lingers in the corner of their mind. The one they whispered about, laughed about, doubted, and yet here you are, unbroken. They thought you'd stay down, but you got back up. They thought you'd beg for closure, but you chose revenge instead. They thought you'd fade, but you're about to make sure they never forget you. Not because you want their attention, but because you want them to feel the weight of your silence, the weight of your power, the weight of every single ounce of strength they failed to see in you. Revenge isn't about hurting them the way they hurt you. It's about becoming untouchable, becoming unstoppable, becoming the kind of person they can never break again. It's not about looking them in the eye and saying, "You hurt me." It's about becoming so powerful that they realize, without you ever saying a word, that they created their own enemy. You see, monsters aren't born, they're made. And they made you. Every lie, every betrayal, every wound carved into your soul, they built you. So let them see the monster now. Let them see the fire they lit inside you. Let them realize too late that the forgiveness they never gave you turned into the revenge you now carry. You don't need to scream, you don't need to explain, you don't need to prove anything. Your revenge is your existence. Your revenge is your rise. Your revenge is the silence that terrifies them more than your words ever could. Look at yourself, the one who was left for dead, the one who cried in silence, the one who thought they couldn't survive. You survived. You endured. And now you're about to rise higher than they could ever imagine. Revenge is not about destroying them. It's about building you, stronger, colder, sharper. So let them laugh, let them whisper, let them underestimate you again. Because every step you take forward, every battle you win, every wall you break through, that's your revenge. And when you finally stand at the top, when they see what you've become, when they realize you didn't need their love, their forgiveness, their acceptance, that's when the silence will crush them. Because the one they tried to bury didn't stay buried. The one they tried to break didn't stay broken. The one they tried to silence is now the loudest echo in their mind. And that echo will never fade. This time you don't want forgiveness. This time you want revenge. Not by destroying them, but by becoming untouchable. By becoming the monster they can no longer control. By standing so tall that their betrayal looks small. By carrying your scars like weapons. You don't forgive, you don't forget, you rise. You fight, you burn. And when they look back at the person they once underestimated, they won't see weakness anymore. They'll see the fire. They'll see the monster. They'll see you. And in that moment, without you saying a single word, they'll know. This time you didn't want forgiveness. You wanted revenge. And you got it.